Okay, sadly I had to make the new recording, so I'm just gonna quickly do one again. If you're wondering how to make your own ghost rares or ghost foils, then you're right you're in the right place because I actually always thought it would be fun to maybe replicate the ghost foil in Photoshop and not in real life. Um, I only know how to do the still image of it at the moment, but I might actually try out maybe a GIF or something like that. It shouldn't be too hard to make a GIF out of it. But without further ado, let's just get started. So the first thing you do is you select the rectangular tool right there, and or you can press M, I think. Yeah, M. Um, and then you just drag, like you hold your mouse button and then you drag the rectangle right above the picture you have here. Then once you're done with that, you press Control C and Control V to create a new layer. Usually the layer should be right on top of this layer, so it's like just this image kind of. I didn't crop it out like perfectly fine, but it's just a sake for the tutorial, so I'm not gonna be pinpoint perfect for it. It's just a quick tutorial. So I go to image adjustments and then I go to black and white. This is really important. As you can already see, you're taking away all of the colors and stuff, but you will see that we will get there because once we invert this image, that's where the fun begins. That's where the effect mostly happens, if that makes sense. But we need a layer on top of that, which is also going to be linked in the description, so you can just download this material. It's a free material I found online. It's not made by myself, but yeah. I would also make it maybe like a little bit brighter where you can, because in general, like it just looks more clean. If you can make it like a little bit brighter, so you can see more details, that would always be the first thing I would go for, because now you go to image adjustments and invert. So now you're getting this, which is basically, yeah, just that, it's kind of like this, but it's the other way around. It's just flipped. Basically the colors are flipped, and that's actually how most ghost rares are kind of built. I mean, it looks kind of weird in this one since this is a galaxy and not like a human or anything like this, but it usually works pretty well. So you can use the chromatic thing. I'm right there. I'm gonna link you to the in the description. Basically, you can already see kind of like this weird rainbow effect, which is also kind of like liquefied, but it looks really, really cool with the colors, and you can see like that you can definitely play around with this like a fluid kind of, which is really cool. So what you're gonna do here now? Sorry for not telling you how I did this. I inserted basically a JPEG image into this, and then I pressed right click on this one and create clipping mask. A create clipping mask will actually just choose the area where you want the effect to be, basically, or whatever you wanna like drag on top of a layer. If that makes sense. And what you wanna look for this one is divide. As you can already see, we're getting like this kind of look of the ghost rare. I should have maybe like chosen a monster or something like that. I mean, I could quickly just like let me quickly like find a monster card or something like that, like an extra monster card. It doesn't even have to be like a good monster card. Let's just get like uh okay. Let's just get a monster. What kind of monster do we want to have? Let's get actually like some a very underrated monster in my opinion, which barely got any foils, and it's kind of sad actually that this monster never really got any files. But you can do it with this one. You can also obviously select the stars as well. You can decide to make the chromatic also like go on top of these, but that would be a little bit more complex. But I can get to that in a second. Just give me one moment. So you got this monster card right here. We're gonna make it very hard working for us right now, since we are going to do something which probably nobody does. You just select the circular tool, and then you like Control C, Control V, and then instead, what you're gonna do now is you are already gonna make it black and white. You're gonna make it black and white like that, and it already looks pretty nice. And you just copy and paste it all of the time, basically. You can make it more clean so it doesn't look as muddy as this one. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna make it ultra perfect. It's just for the tutorial's sake. There you go. And then so you can see the star a little bit better, maybe add a little bit of exposure, maybe something like this. You could also just like have a card right next to you on Google or whatever, and then you could like a ghost card, an actual card in your hands, and then just kind of like go off of that. I don't have that on right now, so I'm just kind of thinking in my head how a ghost rare looks like. But after this video, I'm definitely gonna take a look if I can just keep the video like this, or if I have to record it again. So basically, same procedure, Control C, Control V, and then you go on invert, and you can already see we're getting this really cool effect, this really cool inverted effect thingy. Even though we don't want it like that, we actually want it without color. With color, it would look something like this, which is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, it's actually kind of cool. But we need to get rid of the colors for the ghost rare effect, just so we have the effect, you know. So this is how a frightful cruel rare would look like in ghost rare, kind of. But we're not done yet, obviously. We still have to. Okay, there we go. So we also changed the stars kind of with the same effect, but we haven't applied the best filter yet to the main part of the whole thing, I'd say. And we need to get this filter going. We can adjust the filter on like making it like more brighter or whatever. Still thinking about, you could maybe even make like a wait, divide. I think it was divide. Multiply I think multiply is even better actually. Divide or multiply. You can try out whatever works best for you. And you can already kind of see this little effect, which is adding on top of it. But I'm just gonna choose divide right now. Divide is making it actually a little bit more clear, which is also really cool. But I wanted to multiply in this case. All right, so we got that out of the way, kind of. I need to put this on this and maybe play around with the settings a little bit, with the exposure, with the gamma correction. It's fine like that. Sure. Just making some weird ghost rares right now. Most of them are way more soft, but I've also seen like in certain angles when you hold the ghost ray, sometimes they get like this darkish kind of thing. So this kind of looks right to me. Sorry if it looks wrong to anyone. Maybe something like this, yeah, something like that. And we can also always adjust our chromatics stuff, which is really good. Okay, we could make it more oppressive, kind of like that kind of deal. This kind of really looks like a ghost right now. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I mean, at least in my opinion, right now, it looks quite good. I'd say. I hope it does. You can even make the chromatic filter on top of the stars you made. Um, okay, maybe I should something like that maybe. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe the opacity down a little bit. And yeah, that's basically how you make a ghost rare. It's from a angle where you can see like the full image. And you can also make an angle where you have it like with soft colors. I'm gonna quickly show that to you as well. So we have this out of the way as well. So another way to go about it would be to just make it black and white again. Just make it black and white in the first place. Make it like that. Maybe make it a little bit. Just make it like really bright, you know. Just making so everything is a little bit more bright. So the whole image is already brighter, which is a good thing. It's never a bad thing. It's always a good thing. Okay, so this is like the more like brighter version of it. We had like a version before where it's like really dark, and now it's like, oh wait, give me a moment. Oh, we just kind of like keep it like this. Like this would be nice. There's like a way to make it really bright. Just like so. You could even go really far and use the pen tool, crop out the monster, and like do some fancy stuff with it. Okay, this is very bright right now. Okay, I'm just like correcting some of the stuff. I'm adjusting the brightness, and you can just do what I'm doing right now to make it like more of your liking. Um, multiply. We're gonna use divide. There you go. So we have divide for this one. And we have... Okay, we don't wanna... No. Release clipping mask. All right. So now we get like this like bright sort of ghost rare feeling vibe to it. If you get what I'm saying, you can make it like a little bit less oppressive. But I feel like it's kind of alright like that. Maybe I would make the stars a little bit darker, maybe, or like I'm not sure how I would go with the stars right now. I don't have like a picture. Wait, give me 1 second. Ghost rare. And there should be some like photos of ghost rares. There are like some really good examples where you can like barely make out the monster though, which is kind of bad. I'm just trying to find something right now. Um, I'm just gonna go with this Dark Magician. I think this Dark Magician looks really fine. So basically, this is how ghost rares usually look like. You also have like the obviously like the silverish effect on the text, but I'm not gonna do this right now. You could do this very easily as well. It doesn't take much time. It's just like all about like being patient, finding the right colors and such. To make like the optical illusion in a way. So you can even make a GIF out of that. Yeah. So this looks pretty close though to... I actually thought like they looked like that. I don't know why I thought they looked like this. Maybe they look like that on... No, they don't. They never looked like that. Okay, that's weird. Okay, then forget about that. Just make these little dots right there. Just make them darker instead of brighter. So do the same procedure, but instead of making it black and white, just like make it darker with the brightness thingy. I'm just quickly gonna show you how to do this. You know what? I'm actually gonna do it like that, so I can just do it rightfully and fairly. So we are going to just like make it not as bright. It's basically as easy how it is. It's not hard. It's literally this, yeah. It's literally that. It's nothing more than that. It's the same contrast now. We just made it like darker. Maybe even like this. You could make like a texture on top of it, like a little texture if you want to, with like some prisms or something, if you get what I'm saying, or crystals or however you wanted to have. But our Frightful Way looks pretty damn close to a Ghost Rare. I would say it looks pretty damn close to a Ghost Rare. Now it does, at least, which is a good thing in my opinion. And imagine there would actually be a Frightful Crew way. That would be so cool. And to just quickly show you one last thing. Frightful. Just quickly gonna make a text. Maybe make it a little bit, yeah, like that. I don't know what kind of font they use for Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think I might have a good font for it, like a close one at least. I can swear I have like, isn't it like kind of like italic or something like that? No, it's not italic. It's not italic. It's area. It's also not. It's not this one. I have like the same kind of font, but I just need to look for it right now. What font does a Yu-Gi-Oh card have? Card layout, fonts, blah blah. Font for Yu-Gi-Oh card making. What font is used on Japanese font used for? I mean, it's probably like a Japanese font, like they mentioned. Okay, I'm just quickly gonna do it like this. I'm gonna select this whole section right here, Frightful Cruel Whale. We're gonna do this, content aware, and it should be gone. Mostly it works pretty well, but sometimes you have to do it multiple times for it to work. Or it just completely messes up, which is also a possibility. But if this kind of stuff happens, which is actually good that this happened, you can just like copy the part where it worked and then paste it. Right now it still looks a little bit weird, but it's gonna work out, just trust me. Fill content aware, it should get rid of this now. Yeah. Okay, I think I almost fixed it. It's almost fixed. So give me one moment. Yeah, and I have this. We have that. Okay. Okay, that's huge already. We have this and that. That's also fine. So this looks pretty much alright already. Our card right here. Just need to use the content aware again to make it all a little bit more smooth. I just hope it's gonna do it without messing me up a lot of the time, because it's for some reason not doing it properly right now. Okay, now it should do it. Please don't do it again. I'm begging you. Okay. To be like very precise with this one. So I don't know why. It should have done it like really easily. I mean, it's just a tutorial. I'm not gonna like make it super clean or anything. I just like want it to kind of like show you that you can completely adjust everything in Photoshop however you want it. Frightful, but you just want to have the effect, right? Through way. So we have a font like that, which is the wrong font, but we are just gonna use this one, or we can just also use Arial. Let's just use Arial, whatever. Frightful Crewware, that's pretty close to the one, so we're just gonna make it like this kind of deal. It doesn't look that pretty as the original Yu-Gi-Oh font, but it's not supposed to look pretty, you know. It's just pretty, like it's not supposed to look pretty. That's what I'm trying to say here. You can go ahead, go to the layer style, and just like use a bevel and emboss. Usually with the bevel and emboss, it adds a 3D layer on top of the 2D layer. It's kind of, it's still 2D, everything's still 2D, but it just makes the illusion of a 3D object. So that's basically what you're gonna do. And you have yourself a pretty nice card, basically. Yeah, kind of like that. So this is kind of like the rare font, if this makes sense. So that's what a lot of card games also do, kind of like having this rare font kind of design, which looks not as close as the one that I showed you. It actually just looks more like a rare card. But we can always add the chromatic effect on top of the layer. And funnily enough, you don't even need to use the bevel and emboss for this one because it is more 2D than it's 3D. It's just more messy in general. It's like as if there's like another noise layer on top of it. It's like a noise layer or something. Kind of makes it look this way. We're just gonna add some noise to it. Noise, maybe like maybe kind of like this, maybe. So we have like all this noise going on here, which is a good thing. And then you just put the chromatic thing on top of it, but make it go completely crazy. Instead of it not being crazy, just make it go completely crazy. So it actually makes a huge impact on top of the chromatic effects. Let me go to my text layer again. What is happening? Okay. I need my text. Where's my text? I just lost it. I just lost my text. No. Is my text now part of... I'm confused. Yeah, I should start naming things whenever I'm working on stuff. Okay, there we go. I don't know how I didn't see it. I was just blind for a second there. But as you can see, this one is getting very close to what you want, right? This one is getting scarily close, I'd say. Even. Maybe to go a little bit further, you could maybe do something with like an... But don't make it too much, maybe something like this. I don't know. I would just keep it like this probably. And maybe like make it go through or make it like be a bit brighter or however you want to have it, honestly. Or maybe make it like divide. So I wouldn't say this would look great. You can just like check out the filters and what looks best for you. I think the normal one actually looks best, if I'm being completely honest here. Darken. Yeah, the normal one actually looks best for it. And it makes most sense as well. I would just maybe make the fonts go a little bit more crazy, like with the exposure, because we need the exposure. The exposure is missing. I feel like, yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. So you can still see like the colors and everything going on, kind of like this card kind of effect, but it's more silver than it's white. And what I'm using right now as a font is white, so we just need to make it more silverish, kind of like this maybe. Okay, yeah, this definitely looks a little bit better. This is getting like ridiculously close then. But yeah, an animation would obviously be cooler. But I think I did a pretty good job so far on this one. Um, yeah, you can go completely crazy and maybe make like whatever effects you want to add on top of it. Maybe you can make the chromatic thing that you can see on top of this image here more interesting on top of it. Um, you can go completely crazy with it without spending too much time on it. Okay, that's basically how you how you work on a ghost ray. I think I did a pretty good job, right? I hope it's good. I'm actually I'm kind of concerned if it's not good. I just hope it's good. I honestly hope it's good. This one looks also really cool. Like as if you just like view it from a different angle, kind of way. It's really cool. So I hope this tutorial kind of helped you out in a way. With like foils and stuff, what you can do. There's an infinite amount of possibilities. You don't have to make like these foils. You can just make whatever foils you would like or you have in at the top of your head. You can just try to play around with some textures and like put them on top of the squared area or something like that. But there's always a way to just make your life easier with anything you do. You can also make it actually more silverish looking, instead of it being more white. Like I kind of messed up the font if I'm being honest, but I would probably need a little bit more time to figure out how to do this. But this is basically how you do ghost rares in like two different modes, I'd say. Like this one is the first one, and the other one. Where's the other one? No. Alright, this one has to go release clipping mask. Okay. I'm actually getting so confused right now by my. Okay, there we go. So we have the dark version and the light version, basically, of the ghost rare. You could kind of make it like transition into these two, if you get what I'm saying. Instead of it being like really fast, you could make it like you could open up After Effects and just make like a transition go like left and right both ways. Kind of make it like you could. I don't know if I can show it, but you can see what I'm doing here right now, right? You see what I'm doing here. Could maybe like animate it like that, so it would look kind of like this. And I'm pretty sure it looks pretty close of a ghost rare. And obviously, right now, I'm just playing around with the opacity, which would be a keyframe from 0 to 100, which you can play around with. I would probably stay at like 63 or something like that to like kind of keep the ghost rare vibes. And most importantly, the layer you put on top of it, that's something that's really important because you can dynamically theoretically change how the liquid flows. If you know how to do a texture like that, you could make it like flow on top of the animation of this, which is kind of cool in my opinion, and would definitely look really dope, really cool. What also like a lot of secret rares do, they have like these stripes in them, like these very distinct stripes, which can also look really cool. You could have like a secret ghost rare thingy. I can just quickly show it to you. It's not even hard. You have a rectangle. You make a rectangle kind of like this. You make it 1 pixel or 2 pixels. There's also easier ways to just do it. You could make like one document of it. You do it once manually, and then you just like make a JPEG out of that. You just make one rectangle, like I said. You'll make sure that it's like really thin, like really thin. Then you press like Control J so it copies on top of the one you copied, and then you do the same thing again, and then you do the same thing again, and then you do the same thing again. I haven't seen secret rares for a while, so I'm sorry if I do anything wrong with that right now and I don't do it justice. I just hope this kind of helps. Um, but you can see already what I'm kind of going for, right? You can already see like, yo, this kind of looks cool because it adds more depth to the overall picture, and that's what you want to have, right? You wanna add like more depth to the picture. You wanna make it like more, yo, that's a cool as card. I wanna get this card, kind of deal, So you have this, and obviously you're gonna use ooh, should work without a problem actually. That's weird. It's very weird. Hello? Okay, now it's working. So basically that would be kind of like a secret rare. And you could make it so these lines could travel whenever you're like moving the picture, or you could just make a GIF out of that as well. Or just make it like less opacity, kind of like this. Yeah, kind of like that. So you have kind of like this even more highly detailed version of this frightful whale. And you can like change the opacity. Oh yeah, you kind of wanna both. You want both, right? So what? No. Oh yeah, there we go. So you kind of have this whole thing going on, but obviously I just wanna make it on top of that. Yeah. So it changes along, It's kind of like this, and I think that looks really cool. It would probably look way cooler animated as well. And like I said, it's not even that hard to do. It's literally like 2 keyframes of these two. Just keyframe the opacity of both of them, of this card version and this card version. And you can just rewatch the video on how I made these. And I just hope this helps you out in general. And this maybe hypes you up to maybe work on your own card game and have like some cool rarities your players in the community might enjoy. And I feel like this kind of rarity, you need this in games, in other games as well. I'm pretty sure it would look so cool. Like, I mean, like there's so many possibilities for it, which would be so nice. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for some of you, and let me know what you think of it. If it was like a little bit too annoying to go through. I'm very chaotic. I'm sorry if anything I explained wasn't clear enough, or a lot of the things I explained wasn't clear enough. I just decided to just yeah, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make a video about it since I haven't really found anything online about it, and I just figured something out myself. And now you can use this to your advantage and maybe work on a cool card game with lots of different foils, make it shiny, or uh, maybe try even something new, like play around with rainbow colors or whatever comes to your mind. Or I don't really say well. I don't really know what much else to say about it. Why why is the are the stripes going away? Yeah, okay, the stripes are actually going away. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's because of it's just connected to this one and not to the overall picture. You could also just instead of making it clipping through, you can just get it like this. So Control X, Control V. So you have like this layer perfectly fine on top of it. And you don't need the clipping mask anymore. And now you can do this whole thing from 0 to 100 and it won't disappear. I don't know why it did that. It just bothered me a little bit. So it just, yeah. But it's really, really cool. I love this so much. I love this. I would love to see like some games actually take advantage of techniques like this to just like maybe make some more exciting cosmetics or whatever. I think that's a really cool technique, and hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.